What's up, guys? Bringing you more Homefront, and this is actually my third take on this commentary. And the reason why it's the third take is because both times before that, I decided that I was raging too much about this game in general, and you probably don't want to sit here and listen to that. So I'm going to try to convey my points in a more refined manner. And basically, the last one I was comparing it to buying a new car and not being able to drive it. Um, and not to mention the fact that you have to pay to play it, because if you don't know, Homefront has a $10 battle code thing. You have to pay $10 if you don't buy this game new. So not only do you have to, pay extra, so to speak, to play this game, you can't actually play it right now. And I've defended this game from the start, and I enjoy playing it. It's fun to play. But the issues that are going on right now are just um, unacceptable, if you ask me. This game was clearly rushed. It's a fun game, and the gameplay is not broken. But far as servers, that was clearly rushed. You have a hard time playing with friends. I mean, you can't play with friends. Let's just say that you don't have a hard time playing with friends. You can't play with friends. And from what I've gathered, the first patch isn't actually going to resolve that issue. It'll actually be in the second patch. The first patch will basically make it so that the lag isn't so bad, which is good because I struggle with the lag lately. I would probably be a 5 KD player in this game, as odd as that sounds. And I know that might sound like I'm boasting, but that's just the fact of the matter. The people who play this game right now aren't really that good. But the fact that I have to quit so many games and that the lag is so bad, I take a lot of stupid deaths. So the apparently the first patch, which has already been submitted to Microsoft and should be out. I mean, it could be out tomorrow. This is Friday as I record this, so who knows when it comes out. Microsoft has it. They're trying to approve it. Approve it, yeah. And once that's out, it's supposed to make server locations a lot better. Like you'll connect to better servers, which I guess is a good thing. That'll definitely help me when I'm playing by myself. But it won't fix the fact that I can't play with a party, and that makes me extremely upset because playing with a party is ideal in any first-person shooter, especially since these, there's really no communication at all in Homefront. So, yeah, it's kind of got me bummed. That's been bothering me about this game. I feel like they didn't really put enough thought into the fact that they might actually sell enough, which I can understand because THQ isn't a huge developer like Call of Duty. It's really easy for Call of Duty to expect a lot of sales because I mean, look how many Black Ops sold. So it's not hard for them, but for someone who's competing against that same franchise, I guess it would be wise not to overspend on their budget because even if they did modest sales, but they bought way too many servers, it could really impact their bottom lines. And I can totally understand that. But it just seems like they weren't very well organized at all in getting this all together. So I wish there was more communication on THQ's part, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I am going to say an ultimatum. If this isn't fixed by this time next week, might not see any more Homefront from me. I enjoy playing it. I haven't enjoyed a first-person shooter this much in a long time, to be honest. Like, it's not so much that it's bringing anything new to the table, it just feels different, and I just like the atmosphere of the game. I know a lot of people have faulted the game, and that's for good reason. I mean, I don't hold it against anybody for not liking this game, mainly because they don't really deserve, like, this game doesn't deserve any I don't even know what you would say. Like, it doesn't deserve any breaks because it really came out kind of unfinished feeling. It's mainly because of the server issues, but there's a few other reasons why it feels like that. And one of those being the fact that the single player was really short. And it turns out that they're actually releasing the rest of the single player as DLC, something which I will not be purchasing because I think that's a crock of crap and it is just bad business tactics because I read an article that I really don't want to get into detail about. Basically, Chaos was forced to release this game before the rest of the campaign could be put in. So if you played the campaign, you do know what I'm talking about. It just kind of ends, and that's kind of a letdown. So, but anyways, let's talk about the gameplay. Enough complaining. I feel like I did a civil job in critiquing the problems that are going on right now without sounding like a whiner. But this is the T3AK. I believe that's what it's called. But some of you gun fetish people who criticize me on my sniper video will feel free to correct me because I know that's what gets you guys off. So, but yeah, I did make a mistake in my last video, and I accidentally said that both the snipers were Shy-Tech weapons, and I knew that it wasn't a Shy-Tech weapon. I just misspoke because I was trying to do multiple thoughts in my head, and it's not like I sit down and write this down. But yeah, the M110 sniper rifle is a Knight's armament weapon, which I was well aware because Shy-Tech obviously did not make that weapon because it's been around a lot longer than the other sniper rifle, the Intervention, because the Intervention is a fairly new sniper. But the TK or the T3AK, it's kind of hard to say, so we're just going to call it the AK from now on. It is basically the AK-47. It is my favorite assault rifle in the game. Now, there's a disclaimer by that. I have not played with the XM10. Well, I have picked it up a few times, but I have not like been able to equip it because I haven't leveled up that much enough. I haven't really been able to play enough to do that, and that relates back to some of the server issues, but we're done with that. But the AK has a lot of advantages over like the M4 and the ACR. It has a lower rate of fire, which I prefer in my assault rifles sometimes. On this game especially because it allows me to pick people off from longer range much easily, or that's not a word, much easier. So yeah, I prefer that about it. And it also has less drop off than all the other rifles. So you're going to get more, it's going to be one bullet less to kill somebody at medium to long range than with the ACR or the M4. So that comes in really useful. That's why I like it, and it's really good with the red dot. I'm not a fan with it with the holographic. So if you're using it, you're gonna have to work your way up to a red dot. It's good silence, but you're gonna have a big trade-off when you use silence, and that's gonna be with accuracy because the iron sights on it are ugly, to say the least. They are not my friend. I do not like the iron sights on the AK. So yeah, you see I've worked my way up to this scout, which is going to be the main topic of this video. I just kind of I picked this game because I wanted to show you guys the scout, because a lot of people say the scout sucks and they always, save up for the Apache, when honestly that's not what you always need to do. The scout, in my opinion, is much more versatile than the Apache because I feel like with the scout I can get I can get a lot more targets than I can with the Apache, and it's a lot more maneuverable. It can fit between these buildings. You can change your elevation. Right here I'm finding a pretty high elevation, and that's because they're shooting RPGs at me, and when I'm higher up I can avoid them much easier. But the nice thing is you can change your elevation and kind of go between these silos if you're you just need to recover, or you're using like the monkey wrench attachment or a perk on your vehicle, which actually increases the amount of it kind of repairs your weapon as you're at a standstill, your vehicle as you're at a standstill. So if you go into the red, like right now, I would be getting repaired by that perk. I obviously don't have it on this class, so I'm not using that. But you see they're doing a pretty good job of trying to shoot me down. Most of the damage I'm taking here are from the bullets. So I'm actually going to go on a 15 kill streak in this. And now one thing I wanted to point out is that the scout cost 800 less than the Apache. So if you save up 2,800 and decide to buy the scout, you'll have 800 left over, which means that if you go on a kill streak like this, you'll have enough to buy the scout again. So you basically can rinse and repeat. And I want to point out there, did you see that RPG turned left in midair? I kid you not. If you don't believe me, turn it back on and watch it. Watch the trail of the RPG. It turns left towards my copter. I guess that's something they built into the game to make air support a little easier to shoot down, but I was mad when I saw that. Like, I saw it in mid-game. I was like, man, I could have swore that I dodged that thing, and I go back later and look at the recording, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. That rocket turned left. But anyways, I guess I guess I got my money's worth out of that scout, to say the least, because I got 15 kills. So I got it back up to 1,000 battle points. So if I would have had 2,800, I would be at almost 2,000 again right now. So basically, by using the scout, you save yourself a lot of battle points that can be used towards anything else. And not to mention that it just seems like you can pick more people off with the scout. It seems like, especially in like TDM and on these smaller maps, you can kind of maneuver around and get a lot of multi-kills. As opposed to like with the Apache, you have to wait for those 3 rockets to reload before you can actually try to shoot someone again. So if you don't get them the first time, there's a long wait between the second time. I mean, the biggest advantage in my eyes that the Apache has is the fact that it has, the anti-air flares on it, and that becomes really useful, especially when someone's using their Rhino, which I fast forwarded through this part where I'm trying to shoot down their Apache because I take a few deaths actually. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to give you guys a quick look at the T3AK and the Scout Chopper and show you guys the power of it. But see you next time. Peace.